WiseTech just reported what it calls record revenue, up 79%. Strip out the company it bought last August, and the business grew 6%. The market read the second number. It took 10% off the share price the same day. The Australian market moved 0.4%, so this was not a bad day for shares generally. This was a verdict on one company. By the end of this, you will know exactly which number did the damage.
Before we do though, quick disclaimer. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm not a licensed advisor. This is purely educational. Do your own research. Talk to a professional if you need to. All right, let's go.
First, what this company actually does. WiseTech sells the software that freight forwarders run their daily operations on. Customs declarations, compliance paperwork, shipment tracking across 193 countries. If a forwarder wanted to replace it, every operator would need retraining. Every carrier connection would need rebuilding. That is the business. Now, the year. And one note before the numbers. WiseTech reports in US dollars. Revenue of $1.4 billion, up 79%. Reported operating earnings of $558 million, up 46%. But statutory net profit went the other way. It fell 11% to $179 million. That is the first thing worth sitting with. Revenue up 79%, bottom line down 11%. Those two facts belong to the same year. Here is the share price since the middle of March. All of these are closing prices in Australian dollars. It started at $47.57. By late June, it had fallen to $28.76. That is a fall of almost 40% in 3 months. Then it climbed back, all the way to $45.47. That was the close the day before this result. So going into the print, the stock was down 4% since March. Not 40, 4. The round trip had almost fully unwound. Then the result landed, and it closed at $40.89, down 10.07% in one session. So what actually got repriced here? This is arithmetic, so I can be exact. Since March, earnings per share rose 2.5%. The multiple the market pays for those earnings fell 16%. Put together, that is the 14% fall in the share price. Almost none of this was earnings. Nearly all of it was the market deciding to pay less for the same earnings. Now, why? I want to be careful here because this part is inference. 3 readings, ranked by how well the evidence supports them. First, and best supported, is the growth rate underneath the headline. 6% organic growth, and next year guided at 6 to 10. That is consistent with a company being repriced from a compounder to something slower. Second, statutory profit fell while revenue rose. Interest and acquisition amortization from the deal landed in full this year. Third, and weakest, the regulatory picture widened. The competition regulator opened an investigation 7 days before this result. That is consistent with a market unwilling to pay up for an operational beat. One honest caveat: no single disclosure accounts for the whole 10%. This is the chart that explains the whole day. Reported revenue growth, 79%. Organically, it grew 8%. The difference between those two bars is E2 Open. That is a supply chain software business. WiseTech bought it in August last year. Now look at CargoWise on its own, the core platform. Reported, it grew 11%. Organically, it grew 8%. And here is the part that matters. In the first half of the year, that organic figure was 9%. For the full year, it was 8%, which means the second half was slower than the first. The margin tells a different story, and a better one. Group reported margin fell to 40% from 49%. But strip out the acquisition, and the underlying margin was 53%, exactly where it was a year ago. So the core is still a very profitable business. It is just growing more slowly than it was. On its own targets, WiseTech delivered. Revenue guidance was 1.39 to 1.44 billion US dollars. It came in at 1.396, inside the range, but only 6 million above the floor. Operating earnings guidance was 550 to 585 million. On the guidance basis, it reported 586. So the company can fairly say it exceeded guidance. One thing to know about that basis, it excludes 27 million of restructuring and divestment costs. Those were carved out halfway through the year. On the original reported basis, the number sits in the bottom quarter of the range. Held either way, just not by much. 3 things in this result were not in the picture a year ago. The first is in the accounts, and almost nobody has mentioned it. Interest cover has fallen from 40 times to 2.5. That is operating profit divided by the interest bill. A year ago, the interest bill was trivial. Now it is not. The second is the competition regulator. On the 19th of August, it opened an investigation into WiseTech. It is disclosed under other items, with no provision set aside. The shares closed down almost 9% that day. The third is return on invested capital. It halved from 12.5% to 7.5%. Goodwill from the acquisition now sits in that calculation. Now, the other side, because this result also opened things up. Debt came down faster than promised. Net leverage is 2.7 times against a commitment of about 3. And the path to the target was pulled forward again. Cost savings from the acquisition hit 64 million US dollars. The target was 50, and it was reached 18 months early. Free cash flow was 411 million. That is the highest in the 5 years these accounts cover. And the governance problem that hung over this company for 2 years has changed shape. WiseTech now has an independent chair and 5 independent directors. Whatever else is unresolved, the board is no longer the issue it was. So there are 2 honest readings of the same accounts. The bull case is that you are buying a 53% margin business at 21 times reported operating earnings against 62 times in June last year. Debt is falling faster than guided, and the board has been fixed. The bear case is that the growth engine has slowed, 8% organic, guided to 6 to 10 next year. Interest cover is thin, and 3 regulatory matters are open at once. Both of those are supported by this result. Which one you weight more heavily is the entire investment question. Back in March, I covered WiseTech on this channel. That video is linked below, and it put 2 things up to be checked. The first was about margin. The claim was that the core margin would hold near 51%, even as the reported margin fell on acquisition costs. That held. The underlying margin came in at 53, flat on the year before. The second was the number I said to watch. CargoWise organic revenue growth, 9% at the half, had to re-accelerate. It did not. It came in at 8% for the full year. That is a miss, and I want to be plain about it. One note because it matters. Plenty of coverage this week reported CargoWise growing 11%. That is the reported figure, which includes acquisitions and currency. The call was on the organic figure, so 8 is the number that grades it. And there is a lesson in the pair of them. The margin was offered as evidence the engine was fine. The margin held, and the growth rate slipped anyway. So it was a weaker signal than I treated it as. Rescoring all 7 categories against this result moves the total to 7.2. It was 8. Growth falls the furthest, by 2 full points. Organic growth no longer supports the score it had. Quality falls too, mostly on that halved return on capital. Valuation is the one category that improves. The stock is cheaper than at any point in these 5 years. Balance sheet does not move at all, and that is deliberate. Leverage got better. Interest cover got worse. They cancel. The verdict changes from high-quality core with a governance overhang to core margins intact, organic growth slowing. So that record headline we opened with? Now you know why it was worth less than it sounded. 3 things to watch from here. The first, and the number that decides the next 12 months, is margin. WiseTech has guided to 49 to 51% underlying margin next year. It delivered 46 this year. That gap is the whole question of whether the acquisition was worth it. The second is whether organic growth stabilizes or keeps sliding. 8% this year. Watch the half-year result in February. The third is the competition investigation. There is no provision in these accounts for any outcome. The full WiseTech deep dive is on the left. That is the one that put those 2 claims up. If this kind of framework-based ASX analysis is useful to you, subscribing is the easiest way to make sure you see each new video. 1 company, 1 framework, 1 scorecard. Every week.